Astrology in the News for March 10th, 2018. So if you can't tell by the cover of the picture, that is the bronze fawns. And there's going to be a little bit of a theme to tonight's show. But starting it out with the great, with yogic wisdom of the day, spoken by the great Deepak Chopra. Anything that is of value in life only multiplies when it's given. Which in Milwaukee's case seems to be syphilis. Yes, there was a syphilis outbreak in my hometown of Milwaukee. And Fonzie be like, hey. That's also one of the claims to fame. That's a bronze Fonz in downtown Milwaukee. So if you ever go visit, that's about all there is to do. And actually go in the summer. Summerfest is fun, so I won't hate on it too much. But I guess we'll see, right? So, Rex Tillerson, he got sick in Africa today. He met a Milwaukee prostitute at the Wakanda Hilton and got syphilis. Very itchy. It's an itchy disease. So let's take a look at Rex's chart here. So I'm taking a look at this. So I was postulating that since I don't know when his birth time is, the chances are that his 6th house is in the sign of Pisces right here. I'm thinking that he's probably a Libra ascendant with Mars in the 1st house. So the reason why I say that is the 6th house is the house of diseases and sickness, and with Mercury going retrograde here in the sign of Pisces, being conjunct Jupiter, I think that's might be where he's getting the problem. So when we look at his Navamsa chart here, he's actually let's see. I don't know, his Navamsa chart really isn't all that strong. I mean, see, you see here the sun's in, so everything's okay. Like Mercury's actually debilitated. So, you know what? Actually, Mercury being in the same sign, debilitated, gives it something called Vargotama, which means it's like extra strength Tylenol, but not really. So basically, you could take a debilitated planet and not make it as debilitated as it would be. However, when a planet is debilitated in the Navamsa and the Rashi chart, it tends to stay that way through most of somebody's life. But what this actually does is it connects both the charts, and so as he gets older, he learns how to work with that more effectively. Okay, so Odell Beckham was seen with drugs in a video. What could it be? It was penicillin. He needed it after the Green Bay away game. Look at that. No pack, no. No pack for you. Packing's what got him in this place. Oh, man. So looking at Odell's chart, we actually do have a birth time for him. So he actually, if you look down here on his chart, he's got his ascendant, Mercury, Venus, and the north node of the moon all in the sign of Scorpio, man. This guy has got a lot of heavy Scorpio energy. So what this really does is it gives somebody, it can make them vindictive. They have like a really good BS detector. Doesn't necessarily give them a good big ego, but if you piss them off, I'll tell you, Scorpios have very intense emotional energy, and so they tend to get revenge. So keep that in mind if you know people that have a lot of Scorpios. This is like especially true with the moon in Scorpio. That's a fairly difficult placement. That's actually considered debilitated in Vedic astrology because when it's in the sign of Scorpio, it's very uncomfortable. So it makes it difficult for people to control their emotions or at least channel them in a very proper way. Now, he doesn't have that, but Venus, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually had many partners. Now, if we take a look at his Navamsa chart, though, Venus is exalted, which is probably going to mean an attractive wife if he does decide to get married at some point. Conjunct the sun. Now, his sun is actually also debilitated in the sign of Libra, so this can be difficult with ego expression, right? Now, his sun being in the sign of Pisces, as he gets older, he's going to find his ego expression through actually emotional expression. So I think after he gets married, whenever he gets his marriage, this will actually help him personally as an individual. Let's see, looking at the fixed stars here, nothing major. Vega is actually a fairly major star. That's actually kind of a star of honors, poets. Now he has Uranus conjunct Vega, and that's more of a generational thing. So look for him to be able to, he's like an out-of-the-box thinker. That's kind of how you interpret that conjunction. So next we have Ichiro Sazuki, still going at 44. All right, so this guy is getting up there, and I can tell you, man, the key to success, stay out of Milwaukee. And by the way, if you didn't know, this is now contraception in Milwaukee. They're handing these out at the school so nobody really gets harmed by either the environment or syphilis or AIDS or anything like that. This is pretty much what Milwaukee looks like, by the way, if you've never been there. Yeah. Anyway, so taking a look at this guy's chart. Don't have a birth time, and he's from Japan. Let's see now. This is interesting. He also has a debilitated sun. So his chart's a little bit like he actually has a lot of debilitated planets. So check this out. His sun is debilitated, Jupiter's debilitated, and his Mars is a not it's not debilitated, but it's also retrograde in the sign of Aries. So this is interesting. Retrograde Mars people usually tend to hold back their emotions, and it's very difficult for them to express it. Now, when I look at this, I would say that Mars in the fifth house indicates somebody who is an athlete, and also too like fire signs like ascendant, Mars, and Moon. And here in the sign of Leo too, that indicates athleticism. But having a retrograde Mars, he had to work twice as hard as everybody else to get where he was. So over time, like I said, they get very good at their sport. So retrograde planets, as you age, they actually tend to give up their energy. Now, looking at his Navamsa chart, his debilitated Jupiter actually gets better because it's in the sign of Pisces here, and then the debilitated Sun is in the sign of Scorpio. So that takes a little bit of the oomph off that. Actually, the Sun is actually comfortable in Scorpio because it's friends with Mars, and Mars rules that. And let's see, Mars. Oh, this is interesting. So he's got Mercury and retrograde Mars in the North Node of the sign of Gemini. So very intelligent man. And this is also too in the 10th house. If you take a look too at the Navamsa chart all the way in the lower right hand corner there, that's actually the ascendant is in Virgo, ruled by Mercury, Mercury being in the 10th house. So this guy's actually at the peak of his career right now because, or well, later on in his career, because this actually takes the Navamsa chart gains power after the age of 36. So as you can see, as he's aged, he's only gotten better with time. So hey, congratulations for him. I could see this guy going well into his 50s. I mean, he's in his Mars Dasha right now, and that's going to last a little bit longer. So good for him, man. All right, so everybody, if you want to go ahead and book a consultation, all the social media links are down there. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow and have an awesome Saturday. Stay out of Milwaukee. Bleh.